Class 10 Computer Applications. Chapter 2 History and Development of Java. Before seeing the history of Java programming, let's see James Gosling, who is behind the development of the Java programming. James Gosling was born on May 19, 1955 near Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is a famous software developer. In 1977, he completed his graduation as a BSc in Computer Science from the University of Calgary. He developed many compilers and mail systems. Since 1984, he has been associated with Sun Microsystems and developed Java programming language in 1991. He was elected in the United States National Academy of Engineering for these achievements. In the year 2007, he was made an officer of the Order of Canada, which is Canadians' highest civilian honor. Now let us see the history of Java. In the year 1991, the Sun Microsystem developed a complete language as part of research work to develop consumer electronics. It was developed as a full-fledged programming language. It can accomplish all sort of tasks and solve problems like other programming languages such as BASIC, C, C++. It was platform independent. That is the main important point, that Java was platform independent and hence the task could be made portable from one system to another. Now we have to know what is called this platform independent. Platform independent language means once it is compiled and it can be we are able to execute the program on any platform, that is any operating system. Java is platform independent because Java compiler is a software. Java compiler converts the source code to bytecode, which is intermediate language. Bytecode can be executed on any platform using JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. And now let us see how this software Java was named. James Gosling named the language Oak while staring at an oak tree outside his office window. The name Oak was later dismissed due to a patent search, which determined that name was made copyright and used for another programming language. Already one programming language that got the same name, Oak. It has a copyright. According to Gosling, the Java development team discovered that Oak was the name of a programming language that predated Sun's language. So another name has had to be chosen. As the team discovered, after many hours of brainstorming, it is surprisingly hard to find a good name for a programming language. Finally, inspiration struck one day during a trip to the local coffee shop in the presence of Gosling. The name Java came from several individuals involved in the project: James Gosling, Arthur Van Gogh, Andy Bechtolsam. The group is headed by James Gosling. Thus the name Java came into existence. as an object-oriented programming language. Now let us see the different type of Java programming. First one is standalone system, that is Java applications. Okay, what is called standalone? Standalone system. Standalone system, that is the standalone can also refer to a software program that does not require any software other than operating system to run. Okay, standalone applications means it need any operating system, only the operating system it needs, no other softwares. Okay, means here you see the Java programming language was primarily developed to deal with embedded applications. But with the introduction of other utilities in Java, it made its mark in desktop application too. Now the trend is to use Java technology in developing large web and enterprise applications. Java is more focused on web than desktop applications. In present scenario, Java language is highly accepted as a development technology for standalone, that is for desktop applications development. Okay. Another type of Java programming is internet applets, that is Java applets. First of all, we will see what is called as an applet. What is called as an applet? An applet is a small internet-based program written in Java. Okay, applet is a small internet-based program written in Java. When you are playing in the mobile phone and all, you are downloading many apps. Huh? That is the applications that related with the internet we are able to download. Okay, a programming language for the web which can be downloaded by any computer. The applet is also able to run in HTML. HTML means hypertext markup language. So this is internet applets. A Java applet is an applet deliverer to the user in the form of Java bytecode. We are writing the program in source code, this Java virtual machine that converts the source code into bytecode. Java applets can run in a web browser using Java virtual machine. Applet is a program written in the Java programming language that can be included in an HTML page. In class 8th, you studied about this HTML coding, hypertext markup language. Much in the same way, an image is included in a page. When you use a Java technology embedded browser to view page that contains an applet code is transformed to your system and executed by the browser's Java virtual machine. Java applets were introduced in the first version of Java language in 1995. Now let us see some basic features of Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language. The first chapter we studied about the difference between the procedure-oriented programming language and object-oriented programming language. Java programs are both compiled and interpreted. Java programs are platform independent. Platform independent means we are able to use this Java program in any operating system. It is a multi-threaded language. It can access data from local system as well as the net. We are able to use in our own system as well as we are able to access the data through the net also. Java programs can create applets. Applets means small programs that later to internet, and applications like any other programming languages. Java is a case sensitive language. What is called case sensitive language? Case sensitive means Java is able to differentiate the uppercase characters and the lowercase case characters, means capital letters and small letters. It distinguishes the uppercase and lowercase letters. So these are the main features of Java. Next is the Java libraries in JDK 1.3. JDK 1.3 is the oldest version. Now we are using the advanced version of 1.4 and 2.0 like this. The Java development kit contains a Java class library for different purposes. Library means, school library means we are using the collection of books. Here in Java library it means we are using some collection of useful packages. Okay. Some useful packages in the Java class library are mentioned below, that is java.lang, java.io, java.applet, java.net, java.awt, java.txt, java.math. Okay, these are some of the useful packages that are available in the Java class library. Java.lang means it is used to support classes containing string, characters, integers, etc. Okay. Java.io means it is supporting the classes to deal with input and output statements. Java.applet means it is used to support the classes to generate applets for the specific environment. Then java.txt means for supporting text elements such as dates, times, like this. Java.math, it is used for the mathematical functions to find the absolute value, to find the square root of a value, to find the trigonometric values of the mathematical functions. Now let us see some Java reserved words. Reserved words means keywords, the words that is already developed inside the software. Reserved words or keywords are those words which are preserved with the system. These words cannot be applied a variable name in any program. When we are writing a Java program, we are using so many variables. Okay, we can use any variables that is single character or a collection of characters with special characters. We can use the variables according to our choice, but there is one important rule that we never use these keywords as the variable names when we are writing the program. Some of the keywords or the reserved words that used in Java programming are these are some of the examples of keywords. So many other keywords also there, that is else, break, static, do, switch, import, then boolean, long, while, byte, package, class, public. These are some of the reserved words or the keywords that we are using in Java programming. Now we are going to see some output statements that we are using in Java programming. Okay, what is the use of these output statements? Output statements are used to display the outputs on the screen. What is the outcome of the program? Okay, to display the outcoming of the program on the screen, we are using these output statements. The syntax which is used to get the output of the program or to display the messages on the screen is called output statements. It is used in two different ways. The first one is system.out.printoff. System.out.printoff. It displays the output of the program on the screen, but the cursor remains on the same line. Okay, when we are using this statement system.out.printoff, so whatever we are writing inside the bracket, it will display the message that is inside the bracket on the screen, and the cursor will stand on the same line. It will not skip to the next line. Okay, it is used to display the output in a row which consists a paragraph. The messages are written within double quotes enclosed in within braces. See the syntax of this statement system.out.printoff. That is output statement. First you have to write system.out.printoff. Then whatever message you want to display, that is inside the bracket. See the example. System.out.printoff Java language is developed by James Gosling. Okay. So what is the output? Java language is developed by James Gosling. That message will display on the screen, and the cursor will stand near the full stop. It will not skip to the next line. And the second one is system.out.printoff. This language was initially called as Vogue. Next is system.out.printoff. It is an object-oriented programming language. If you execute all these three output statements together, the output will be like this. Java program is developed by James Gosling. The language was initially called as Vogue. It is an object-oriented programming language. All these three lines will be displayed in the same line. Okay, it will not skip in the next new lines. It will be displayed. All the three statements are displayed in the same line. Okay, so this is system.out.printoff command. See, this is the program, sample program for using this system.out.printoff. Okay, system.out.printoff, the sum of two numbers. The next one is system.out.printoff, the difference of two numbers. System.out.printoff, the product of two numbers. So when you execute the program, when you run the program, it will display the result like this. The sum of two numbers equal to a plus b. So add the value of a and b, will get 70. So 70, the same line it will display the product of two numbers. The same line it will display the product of two numbers. Okay. Next statement is system.out.println. The previous one is system.out.printoff. Here the next statement is system.out.println. Both the statements are used for display the output. Okay. It also displays the output of the program on the screen, but cursor skips to the line and passes to the next line. It is used to display the output as a columnar fashion. System.out.printoff, it will display the output in the row form. Okay. Here also the syntax is output statement, message or values to be displayed. You have to write system.out.println, and whatever message you want to display on the screen, that you have to write. Here one sample program is there. See, system.out.println of the sum of two numbers. This is the sample program to find the sum, difference and the multiplication product of two numbers. So see the first statement, the sum of the numbers is equal to plus c. Then the difference of two numbers is equal to plus d. the product of two numbers is equal to plus p. So when we execute the program, the output will display in different lines. First it will display the sum of the two numbers equal to whatever values are there, it will display. The cursor will skip to the next line because we are using the statement system dot out dot println. Ln means the cursor will, once it display the output, it will skip to the next new line and stand over there to display the second output. Okay, this is the main difference between the system statements system dot out dot print off and system dot out dot println off. When we are using the statement system dot out dot print off, the cursor will print the result and it will remain on the same line. When we are using the command statement system dot out dot println off, it will display the output and the cursor will skip to the new line to display the next output. This is the main difference between the output statement system dot out dot print off and system dot out dot print off. Now we are going to see the comment statements in Java programming. Why we are using the comment statements in Java programming? See, when we are writing any program, when we are going to write a program, we will understand what we are going to write. If the second person or somebody else is coming and seeing the program on the screen, it is very difficult to understand for them about the program. So when we are writing the program, if we are keeping some commands inside the program, it is easier for others when they are viewing the programs. Okay, sometimes it becomes difficult for the user to understand the logic applied in the program, particularly when any other person has developed it. In such cases, the programmer keeps mentioning the purpose and action being taken in different steps. This can be made possible only by applying command statement in the program. Okay, so now we know what is the use of commands when we are writing the program. Here also there are different ways. There are 3 ways to give commands in a Java programming. They are first one is used for single line command, used for multi-line command, used for a brief document command. Okay, these are first one, see the double slash. When you are writing the commands in a single line, then you have to use the double slash. If you are going to write even commands in multiple lines, 1, 2 line or 3 line, then you are use slash, then this star symbol, then it is first line you have to put slash and star, where it is going to end there you have to put the star and slash again. Okay, then document command is one paragraph. You are giving a explanation about the logic of the whole program. It will take a paragraph, so you have to use slash, then the asterisk symbol 2 asterisk, then asterisk, then where we are ending the program it is asterisk and the backslash. Okay, see the first one is single line command. It is the most common and simple way to give a note about the program. It helps the user to explain the purpose of logical step in short, that is within a line. See the example here. First, this is my first program. See, this program is about the addition to find the sum of two numbers. You know? We are using two variables a and b and another one variable c. In the c variable we are adding these two numbers a and b. Okay, Here we are finding the sum of these two numbers a and b. System.out.println, we are going to display the sum of the two numbers that is present inside the variable c. Okay, here we are at return this statement, find the sum of two numbers. Okay, if somebody else will come and see, it is very easy for them to understand about the program. Oh, this is the program to find the sum of two numbers, because we have written one comment, that is // c equal to a plus b. That means it is the statement to find the sum of two numbers. So the program is about to find the sum of two numbers. When we are putting the comments like this, it is very easy to understand about the program for anyone. Okay. Already we have discussed that this multi-line command means the statement that can be used when the programmer wants to explain the logical steps in detail. Okay, we'll see one example about the multi-line. See, this is the example of multi-line command. See, /*. This is the first program. This is the first line. It is developed on this date. This is the second line. The program is to show multi-line command statement. This is the third line. So we are return the commands in 3 lines. So it is starting from / this asterisk, then asterisk, then \. Okay, this is the multi-line command. The starting commands we return is a multi-line command. Inside the program, the same example that we already saw in single line command, that is to find the sum of, here you see, find the sum of two numbers, that is single line, and the starting 3 line commands we have written. So this is called as a multi-line command. Okay. The third one is documenting command. This type of command statement can be applied with a program when a programmer needs to include brief documentation along with his program. Okay. If the explanation of the program is large, we are using more lines. Okay. Here we are able to use this document command, that is /, and it is end with star and \. Okay, this is an example of documenting command. Students, the second chapter is over there, that is the history and development of Java, and some statements that related with Java programming, that you have to go through the notes and study it thoroughly. Okay, now I am going to give you some question answers, then some true or false, like this, some objective type questions I will give. Try to find out the answers and learn all the answers. Okay, no programs will come in the second chapter also. You have to learn the question answers. Only 2 more question answers they will ask in the second chapter also. So if you are not able to find out the answer, we will see later. Here you are seeing some true or false questions. Question number 1 to 10. Find out the answers. Find by yourself. Okay, find it yourself. If you are not able to answer any question, mark it and keep it with you. We will discuss it later. The next one is predict the output of the snippet. These questions that belongs to the output statements println and printf. Okay. First question is println, system.out.println. So you should you try to write the output. These are the inputs. Println means, for example, See the first one. The output is like this. This is my first Java program. The first line, second line, display the message, third line, have a fun. So the message will display in different lines. See the third question, system.out.print. Here you will see it will display like this. The factorial of 5 is 120. The same line it will display the answer. Okay, that is the output. Students, these are the question answers and chapter number 2. So you find out the answers and learn. These are repeated board exam questions. You should give the exact answer within 2 or 3 lines. There is no need to give the essay type answers. Okay. So these are all about the history and development of Java, and that is chapter number 2.